Hello my internet fans, I'm here with another episode of Stat Boy Rants. The name is Boy, Stat Boy. This is episode 71, and today, as always, this rant is Stat Boy approved. We're talking Monday Night Raw, November 12th, 2012. This is the Raw Go Home show before Survivor Series, which is coming up on the 18th of November 2012. We start with the thanks to the Veterans Day Open. Good way to start off the show, especially all those veterans that have made the ultimate sacrifice defending our country. And as many of you know, I support the military, so thank you very much to all the veterans that have made the sacrifices, and to ones that are currently serving. Thank you, and keep doing what you're doing. The big hype for the show is Cena goes up against Punk, and again, really, because let's face it, these two are feuding, and of course the return of Jerry Lawler to Monday Night Raw after a heart attack that he suffered 9 weeks ago. 10 good matches, actually. I actually kept track as to how many matches happened during the show. Orton and Ziggler start off the show. Your standard match. Orton gets the win with a roll-up. No RKO. No, he didn't even need the RKO because Del Rio decided to come out, and that brought out Kofi Kingston. And now Teddy Long comes out. It's like, wait a minute, what's Teddy Long doing coming out on Monday Night Raw? Well, it's a Super Show. Oh, great, we've gone back to the Super Show format. Anybody who watches my show, I don't like the Super Show format. You're either Raw or you're SmackDown, or you just go to one of those hectic schedules whenever. So now we're going to make a tag team match. Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston teaming up against Dolph Ziggler and Alberto Del Rio. So now we have a tag team match. And thanks to a distraction from Ricardo Rodriguez against Kofi Kingston, Del Rio gets the pin with the move I like to call it the Aristokick. He's an Aristocat, so you know I call it the Aristokick. If you can come up with a better name for the move where Del Rio kicks you in the corner, put it in the comment box. I'd love to hear what that should be a trend on Twitter. It's like what or if anyone still touts, because I don't know if anyone touts, you know, what do we call Alberto Del Rio's corner kick? Maybe something like, I don't know, Copa del Mundo or something, World Cup soccer, hell, I don't know. Then Vicky comes out and we continue the story of the affair between Cena and AJ Lee. I like that they're calling her AJ Lee, but it's like she's always going to be AJ. She is AJ. And Vicky decides to continue the whole soap opera storyline with her evidence, saying that she has voicemails of AJ saying, you know, I like you, John, but I lose control. Now, here's the issue, folks. This is a stupid storyline. I've said it so many times that it's like I say, I can watch a better soap opera, Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, Young and the Restless, you know, that's what wrestling is. It's a male soap opera, okay? Now, if you really want to pay attention to these voicemails, you hear I heard a little tiny click in between whatever AJ was saying. Which, now I'm not no CSI or NCIS kind of guy, or one of those authenticators, whenever, you remember whenever Bin Laden used to do tapes, they would always authenticate it to prove that it was him and to prove that it was a legitimate tape, okay? But I'm not one of those persons. But I heard a teeny little click in between the sentences, which makes me to believe that AJ is telling the truth in this storyline, that the messages were edited together even though they weren't in that order. It's pretty much the same thing. I found an app in my Android market on my phone. I think it's called the CM Punk Pipe Bomb app. And basically what somebody did, and this guy is very clever, he took the pipe bomb speech from a year and a half ago and he chopped it up into 80 words and phrases that you can press on your phone and you would get a little part of that speech. But what you do is you go through and you can combine parts of the pipe bomb speech and turn them into something totally different. For example, there is a part that says, you know, Brock Lesnar, because during the pipe bomb speech, CM Punk mentioned Brock Lesnar. And then there's also a part of the speech where he said, I believe he said that Dwayne kisses more ass better than Hulk Hogan did. Now, if I messed that part up, I'm sorry. But what this app does, you can take him saying Brock Lesnar, you can take the part saying kisses more ass than, or kisses ass better than Hulk Hogan did. You put them together and you get Brock Lesnar kisses more ass, or Brock Lesnar, you kiss ass better than Hulk Hogan did. Even though that's not what the pipe bomb speech actually said. So that's how editing works. You see, I can say stuff. For example, I could talk about Obama like I did during the elections, and then later on in the rant, I could be talking about John Cena being the stupidest person in the world. Somebody, if they're that good of an editor, or they're that mean and vindictive, can put together the words, me saying, even though I don't want to say it, President Obama is the stupidest person in the world. They can combine those two things together. But if I flat out say it, you know, I probably don't mean it. But that's how that stuff works. So maybe this is what's going on with AJ. Maybe she actually is talking to somebody, who could also be named John, because John is a popular name. And when you hear that little click, that's an edit point. Because even on old school tape recorders, you would click, you press the record button and you get that tiny little click that lets you know the tape has started. Then you stop the tape and you restart the tape again. Same thing with the video. You see the edit points. So now there are these voicemails all over. Cena comes out, AJ tries to stop him, slap, punch, done. Then we go on to last week's SmackDown, which I didn't get a chance to watch, involving William Regal and The Big Show. Pretty much that was just a beat down. Regal gets his chest blood red. Sheamus comes out, you know, we'll get to that later. We go to a #1 contenders match. We're setting up a match for Survivor Series. Layla and Caitlin's match, literally, we went to commercial, came back, and Caitlin wins. Just like that, while Eve is on commentary. So now Caitlin gets her title shot at Survivor Series. Good for you. And then it's time to bring back the King. Now, thanks to a WWE package, which was put together very well, they had the shot of the match happening, and they highlighted in the back that whoever was at ringside, the timekeeper or ringside paramedic, was checking on Lawler. And then they kind of went a little too far, and they showed Lawler in the back, unconscious, dead, EMTs working on him. They actually showed the chest compressions, the mask on his face, you know, and that's really scary stuff. You know, we did not really want to see that because, you know, there are certain things I think you shouldn't cross. But I guess it had to be shown. So JR and Lawler, or JR and Cole are in the ring. They welcome back Lawler. The crowd goes wild, you know, and he said it's the holidays and it's a wonderful life. He thanks all the fans, and then next thing you know, Cult of Personality comes out, and it's like, no. As much as you like CM Punk or as much as you hate CM Punk, the gears immediately start turning, and it's like, no, he cannot do this. And lo and behold, he does. And he went beyond heel, douche, ass, jerk, you name it, he said it. You know, you don't take something real like a heart attack, and you certainly don't make fun of it because it's a real event. Next thing you know, Heyman's in there going, he starts coughing like a smoker for one. He's doubled over, and he's like, and he passes out, and Punk is holding up the X, which is the symbol. It's like, come on, you just don't do it. He went way too far. He crossed the line big time. Foley comes out, so now I have to bring Foley into this, which was kind of pointless, but, excuse me. Foley comes out to announce that I'm going to name the 5th member of my team, and we move on from there. We had an 8-man tag with Sin Cara, Rey Mysterio, Justin Gabriel, and Tyson Kidd teaming up against Titus O'Neil, Darren Young, the Primetime Players, and Primo and Epico. And apparently a letter was handed to Rosa Mendes, so maybe they're working something with Del Rio in this where he wants Rosa Mendes to come into play. Again, moving on. Do my notes here. We go to The Miz backstage, and of course Dolph Ziggler decides to come in. Let's put him in the show somehow. And Mick Foley announces that Team Rhodes Scholars will go up against Kane and whoever the fans on Twitter choose as the 5th member of the Survivor Series team. We move on to another match where R-Truth goes up against Tenzai. R-Truth gets a title shot at Survivor Series against Antonio Cesaro. So of course Antonio Cesaro comes out for commentary. R-Truth wins his match, and we have a little thing that is like, I'm going to win the U.S. title, just to get a little build up. The next part, we have Brad Maddox against Ryback. Basically, if Brad Maddox wins, he gets his $1 million contract, and an ambulance comes out. Now, it's okay, an ambulance, yeah, and Lawler starts to pick fun at that, but you know, and it's your basic squash. There was no offense by Brad Maddox. You know, Ryback power bombs him 3 times. You know, mercifully hits the shell shock, beats him up a little more, gets the pin, throws him in the ambulance, and that's it. You're not going to see Brad Maddox again. David Otunga gets a match against Sheamus. Sheamus wins with the Brogue Kick. He says he's getting the title back at Survivor Series. We cut back to Big Show, who's beating up William Regal, who was watching Sheamus' match. There you go. So poor Regal gets beat up on that. Now it's time to find out who's going to be the 5th member, and unfortunately this doesn't sit well with Daniel Bryan. He becomes extremely jealous. And of course the 5th member of the team is overwhelmingly Miz. So now Miz is a face thanks to the fans. Daniel Bryan tries to welcome him with open arms, and they get the win. But then after the match, now Miz and Bryan are helping to raise Kane's hand. It's like, come on. First you're fighting over who's the tag team champion, and now you're going to declare who's the better partner. Again, this storyline is slowly dying. And we find out that on the new main event show, Kane and Bryan get to put up the titles against Rhodes Scholars. We'll get to that on a later show. If a title change happens, there you go. Finally, we get to the main event, Punk versus Cena, with the special guest enforcer, Mick Foley. Whoopity-doo, honestly. You know, this is just your build-up. This is your go-home match. You got to make it good. At one point, Punk puts on the Anaconda Vice. Excuse me for that. I'm sorry. 5 moves of doom. Punk goes to go in the STFU. He tries to leave. Ryback comes out and basically throws him back into the ring. Cena gets the win. The belt in the ring, and Cena and Ryback grab the belt and they start to do a little tug of war with Punk in the middle saying, "That's my belt," and whatever. I should have mentioned that Punk is pounding in our throats that he has passed Diesel as a champion for 358 days. I did some research on this. If he survives Survivor Series and he goes past 365, the next one is 371. Damn, my nose is itching. I'm so sorry. That's Hulk Hogan's title reign at 371 days. That would give Punk an excuse to say he's better than Hulk Hogan. 8 days after that would be 379, which would be Randy Savage's title reign, which is honestly one of Punk's idols. To do all that, of course, he would have to get past Survivor Series. He would have to go pretty much close to TLC. Don't know when TLC is going to be. I'm going to do the math on that one. If he passes Randy at 379, the next one up is Pedro Morales at over 1,000 days. That title reign is not going to happen. There is no way they are going to repeat a over 3-year title reign with Punk as the champion. If this was 20 years earlier, 1990, then maybe. They did it with Diesel. They did it with Hogan in the 80s and the 90s. They're not going to keep the title on Punk for over 1,000 days. It'll definitely get boring by then. Okay? And then, of course, the one after that is one of the big ones, and that's Bruno Sammartino and we're definitely, I will not sit in front of my TV for over 6 years and watch Punk as champion. I want to see more than just Punk as champion, okay? So, that's my rant for this episode. I think I've ranted long enough on Monday Night Raw. I'll do a quick shout out to Daniel Craig and the James Bond Skyfall. I did have a rant planned for that, but I guess I'm kind of running out of time. They $89.8 million. I just wanted to do that. Maybe in a couple weeks I'll do a James Bond rant like I wanted to. Survivor Series is coming up this weekend. Look for predictions. You're going to get us double time, okay? Cool, double time. Lots of predictions to come out, and then after that, possibly, results and everything else, okay? Thank you. Some ideas have come out. What is a birtherism? I have no idea what a birtherism is. So if you are giving me ideas and topics for shows, please be specific, because I sometimes do not have enough time to look these up. What is a birtherism? I have no idea what that is. And let me also just say, you know, I love it, but I do not want to go personal. I want to be professional. If I don't answer your questions about my personal life, be it my relationship or what I think other people are doing or what other people are saying, you know, that's their opinions. I love everybody in my family very much, but I do not want to have to come on here and rant about it. Going personal is some things I really don't want to talk about. So please, you know, respect my personal life. Respect whatever I do outside of the camera, and if I do choose to talk about stuff, I will. Until then, please do not ask me personal questions about, you know, my family or my relationship or my friendships with other people. I either will not talk about it or I will shy away from it, and that's just something that I don't want to do. Okay? Cool. I will see you all, guys, next time. Prediction shows are coming. Thank you all, and I'll see you next time. Okay? Stat Boy out.